So we're on the phone, and
Right.
he says, "You're the best on the team, and everybody in this company thinks you're average." And I remember going, "What?"
Yeah.
And I remember, like, silently crying. It'll make me cry now. Like, I remember, like, not doing the sob thing because I also can do the ugly cry, but, like, I just remember the tears coming down while I'm on the phone, and I was so happy that he wasn't looking at me.
Yeah.
And, he said, "Yes." And he goes, "You're the best on the team, but nobody knows it."
Mm.
And so he was like he started talking me through and asking me questions about things like passion and purpose and all of that stuff. And so then, that was a true defining moment, and that literally completely 100% changed the trajectory of my career and my success moving forward. Like,
Wow.
100% changed the trajectory. And so I'm still friends with him today, and so I text him and call him every once in a while, and he always and this is his standard response. It's probably like an auto reply, "Not surprised. Not surprised." I'm like, "David, I was able to." He's like, "Not surprised." And I'm like, "But I was. I am
Yeah.
surprised." And so he's like, "Yeah, not surprised."
That's so
Mhm.
cool.
And so I
Me.
try to think about what were those things, those 2 or
Yeah.
3 things that literally were an aha for me, and can I ever share those with anybody else so they don't have to wait till they're 48? And I shared those with my husband, and we read the same book at the same time, and we started doing the things, and I asked him last year, I said, "So, like, if we had met David sooner, or if we had learned these things sooner, like, let's say right out of college, let's say we were recruited right out of college and we got mentors and all the stuff, which neither of us did." He goes, "We would be where we are today at least 15 years earlier." And I go,
Wow.
I that's the exact number I would have put on it. Mhm. So completely changed their trajectory.
I bet that changed your passion and your purpose.
It absolutely did, and I wasn't even sure what it was. I was like, "What is my purpose?" He was like, "So what do you wanna do in your career?" I'm like, I didn't have an answer." And so I was like, "I like this training thing," like, and so
Yeah.
he had me interview he said to interview 3 or 4 people and just ask them one question, what are your key strengths?" And he goes, "Only get 1 to 3, like, give 1 to 3, like, one-word answers. Don't need a narrative, just ask 3 or 4 people, what are your key strengths?" And so I did. And so then I came back and he's like, in old school, write it on the left side of the paper. So I'm like, write it on the they said this, they said this, they said this. And so, and then he added a couple. And so he says, draw a line down the middle. And now on the right hand side, he goes, write your passions. So I thought he meant work wise. I'm like, oh, I really like instructional design. He goes, no, 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 no. Like, what are your passions? I'm like, "I like sports. I love all things true crime, like Dateline Steve Morrison. That's my jam."
Yeah.
So I'm like writing that down. And so I'm writing all this stuff down. And he says to me, have you ever thought about going into like diversity and inclusion and belonging and equity work? And I was like, no. And what on earth would make this say that? And he goes, because the sports say you're competitive. That means you got up at 5 a.m. to do practice before school, after school. And he goes, you like true crime because you care about justice.
Mm.
And I was like, what? And I was like, oh my gosh." And so then I started rethinking, so what can I do next or what should I do next? And so that's what kind of changed it. But that was just the step to identify my purpose
Right.
because I didn't even know if I had one, what it was. My brother, from the day it could read at like, honestly, at like 3, he's reading books. And I'd be like, let's play. He's like, no, I'm reading. He knew all along he wanted to be a literary professor or a writer, right? Like, that was his purpose. That was his
Mhm.
purpose, that was his purpose. Me, I wasn't sure.
Right.
And so for people that are like me, that you maybe have some gifts or you're skilled at some things, here are your strengths, but you're not quite sure exactly what, that exercise really helps. And so it's like, okay, so now how do I think about this differently? And how do I leverage my strengths to do some really cool stuff?
Yeah. Because it's like if you don't know what you want, you're not gonna get there.
Right. I just kept plugging away with my little trophies over here.
Yeah.